Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into Your Stocks on CNBC-TV18, coming live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Vinny Motiwala, and thank you so much for tuning in as always. A quick look at what the market has been doing, managing to hold on to these gains that we've seen coming in. Nifty, like you can see, is holding on to gains of almost 0.5% of trade gain in today's trading session. Broader markets that recovered from the day's lowest point, and as of now, the Nifty mid-cap is holding on to gains of more than 1% as well. Also, we have the banking space, which is holding on to good gains as well. And Nifty Bank, in that we have HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, the private bank side, which is managing to hold on to good gains. Realty, among the top sectoral gainers, continue to pick up that momentum. Nifty Realty is now up more than 3% in today's trading session, and all the sectors continue to trade in the green. So that's what the market setup is looking like. We have picked up momentum, especially in the broader market front, in terms of the gains that we've seen from the morning go. But on that note, let's get started with the show. And we have our experts joining in with us for today. We have Astha Jain, Research Analyst at Securities, as well as Somil Mehta, Head of Alternate Research Capital Market Strategy at Mirae Asset Sharekhan, to solve all your stock-related queries. Astha as well as Somil, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining in with us. Yes, we're waiting for those Trump comments to come in and wonder what's going to be happening tomorrow. At least some bit of that uncertainty will be cleared. Somil, but today in terms of the charts, anything that you're picking up in terms of an indication, or maybe we should watch out for volatility?
There's definitely volatility ahead, and I think even today we'll be having a little bit of volatility, but it is a broad range at the moment where we are trading between 23,100 and on the higher side 23,400. 23,400 remains a very crucial resistance going forward, which is 200 daily exponential moving average. My view is that the markets will rally upwards in the short term. In the medium term, bias remains positive, and I think the financials, the banks, the smaller banks will outperform.
Okay, surely an interesting view coming in there from Somil. But on that note, let's get started with the query for today. The first query we have is coming in from Sampurna, who's writing to us from Meghalaya, holding 100 shares of Indian hotels. This is at a price of 600 rupees per share, making a profit on this one. Wants to know the outlook for the hotel sector going forward. Astha, let me take this to you first. You know, we have the holiday season coming in as well, and Indian hotels has performed well over the last few years, though the buy price of the viewer has been 600 rupees per share. But outlook from here on for the hotel sector, what should they be watching out for?
Hi, good afternoon to all of you. We are recommending hold on this counter, so I would like to suggest that one can remain invested in the counter with the initial price target of around 890 to 900 odd levels. Now, talking about the fundamentals of this counter, company has a strong plans. In fact, they intend to increase their operational rooms by 700 plus over FY24 to FY30. So strong plans they are having. They have a good capex also. So I think all these points are signaling towards a good long-term story in this space. And in fact, I think industry tailwind is also working well for this company. So overall, with the strong fundamentals, I think this company is well poised to show more upside from here. Remain invested in this counter. This is what we are suggesting, with a price target of 890 to 900 at the initial.
Okay, 890 to 900 would be the initial target that one is watching out for. Somil, but coming to you, in terms of technicals, last 1 year, we have seen the stock move up from around, I think, 600 odd levels. It's come up. 590 was the lowest level. To that today at around 829, 830 levels. What is the upside that you're watching out for from Indian hotels? And would you suggest the viewer continue to hold Indian hotels, or maybe move to another hotel sector name? Any stock in that front?
No, I think Indian hotel looks great, and I'm still expecting the stock to rally on the upside. The momentum is strong. The stock is going, has formed high tops, high bottom on the higher time frame as well, on the weekly charts as well. So it's above the averages. The momentum indicator on the higher side is still a long way to complete the entire cycle. So I think a long way to go. I agree that the short-term target should be around 890, 900, but I would say that in the medium-term outlook, it would go to 1,000, 1,050 levels.
medium-term outlook is 1,050 levels for Indian hotels. So both our experts are saying continue to hold Indian hotels. Let's move on to the next query for today, and this is coming from Astha Jain, writing to us from New Delhi, holding 60 shares of Shriram Finance. This is at a price of 250 rupees per share. Wants to know the long-term prospect of this investment. Shriram Finance, your view on this one, Astha. What should they be doing with this?
So we are positive on this counter, recommending a hold with the price target of somewhere around 700 to 750 odd levels in the long term. Talking about the fundamentals of this counter, the major focus of this company is their reduced dependence on the CV portfolio. This is what we have started seeing, in fact, in the Q3 FY25 numbers as well. So I think that is and in fact, their asset quality is also now becoming stable. They have a good provision coverage ratio of around 51.6%. So if I take all the fundamentals, I think this counter has more potential to move upside from here. So recommending a hold as well as buy on dip strategy can also be applied. Initial price target can be set at around 700 to 750.
Okay, and Somil, your view coming in on the charts and technicals as well. Astha has given a thumbs up on the fundamental front. Should the viewer continue to hold on the technicals as well?
In the medium-term outlook, definitely I agree with Astha that it looks definitely good. But in the very short term, I think the correction is going on, and this correction can go down till 580, 590 levels. So that would be a very crucial support. That would be a buying opportunity as well in the medium-term outlook. And I would be expecting this stock to make new highs. So buying opportunity around 600 levels, and new highs would be expected. In the short term, I'll be expecting the previous swing high, which is 697, 700 levels. That would be my target.
Okay, keeping an eye out on those levels over there. Next query for today, Balaji, who is writing to us from Tamil Nadu, holding 3,000 shares of Indian Overseas Bank. This is at a price of around 50 rupees per share. Currently, the stock is trading at 37 rupees. Wants to know what should he be doing with this? Should he look to exit IOB, and what should they look at if they exit IOB as well? Your view on this one, Astha, and is averaging a possibility of a IOB, or would exit just be an option?
So I would like to suggest that rather than doing averaging, just try to exit at the higher levels, because right now he's just, the cost is also the same, whatever price it is putting right now. Talking about the fundamentals of this counter, if I talk about the fundamentals seems to be okay. Asset quality is more or less stable. And in fact, we have seen the margins are also looking decent, but we are very much positive on the entire PSU banking space. So there are various other names also if anyone wants to make entry, in which SBI is our preferred choice, followed by Indian Bank also. So these are some of the counters in the PSU banking space where one can keep an eye on. Although for this counter, even I'm recommending hold and try to exit at the higher level of around 40 to 48.
Okay. Try to exit at the higher levels, and there are other options which Astha is highlighting as well, where you can look in the PSU banking side. Somil, your view also coming in for IOB, and would you also say other PSU banks may look much more attractive? And also, if you suggest the viewer to exit, then what level are you also highlighting for the exit?
This stock started the rally in 2020. The lows were around 6, and the highs we've seen in the last 6 months would around be 80, 82, and it has retraced almost 61% now. Great buy at this time, but I'll be looking for a reversal pattern to happen. Till the time we don't get a positive monthly close or a reversal pattern or something, I would not get into it, but these are very attractive levels to buy IOB. The previous rally was an impulse, so it is in a uptrend in the long-term outlook, and these are very good levels. But I like other banks as well, like Federal Bank, Union Bank. These are very good picks at this point of time, and you can buy those as well.
Okay. Other names suggested in the place as well, which you can look to buy in this space. But let's move on to the next query for today, again coming in from the banking side, where Puneet was writing to us from Noida. 1,000 shares of IDFC First Bank is what they're holding, and this is at a price of 93 rupees. Currently, the stock is trading at 57 rupees, so they're making a loss on this one. They bought the share in 2023. Now he wants to know, should he continue to hold this or look to exit this one? What is your view on this, Astha? You know, at one point of time, this was surely one of those favorites coming in for everyone. But then we've seen a bit of a downtrend that started for the stock. So what are we watching out for?
So I think the major problem with this counter is their MFI portfolio. So I mean that is showing stress, and that is the major concern. And in fact, what we were expecting few months back that this bank will definitely show a very strong performance on their NIMS side that has not come in as of now. So I think these are some of the major points that right now this bank is not performing like other private sector banks. So idea here is since cost price is so high at rupees 93, if he makes exit at this point of a time, definitely the quantum of loss will be very high. So idea here is to stay invested in this counter, let the results of Q4 FY25 come in along with the yearly or annual results, and then again review the query. Right now, stay invested in this counter.
Okay, stay invested in the counter, wait for the Q4 results before you make any decision. Somil, your view on the charts and technicals, right? Last 1 year, we've seen almost a 30% decline coming in. And the viewers' buying price, unfortunately, was among those highest levels that we've seen in the last 5 years for the stock. So what should they do now?
In the medium-term outlook, it is in the downtrend. There's no doubt about it. But in the very short term, there's an inverted head and shoulder pattern formed here. The momentum indicators have a positive divergence. So I'm a little positive in the short term. Good risk reward. The stop loss would be around 54. Very strict stop loss on this stock. And on the upside, I think the targets would be around 62, 63 levels in the very short term. However, in the medium-term outlook, if this stock gives a closing above 68 levels, only then there'll be a buying opportunity in the medium-term outlook. But I think the trend is down, and it is for a few years it has been down. So I'm not expecting too much out of this. But in the short term, you can trade it.
Okay, that's a view coming in there on the technical front. Thanks for that. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break, viewers. And here's some good news for our viewers. India's business TV leader is now a click away. Introducing CNBC-TV18's all-new app. Get instant access to breaking news, in-depth articles and financial world updates at your fingertips. Download the CNBC-TV18 app now from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, or you can just scan the QR code on your screens. Welcome back to Your Stocks on CNBC TV18. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. We still do have our experts with us, Astha Jain as well as Somil Mehta. This next query is now turning interesting because we've highlighted this before as well, and this is Vodafone Idea. Now, obviously, yesterday we had that update that came in, that the government will be converting, the share amount. They'll now be the biggest shareholder coming in for Vodafone Idea. Astha, we have Kamal Kapoor, who's writing to us from New Delhi. 100 shares of Vodafone Idea. They bought it at 5 rupees per share. Wants to know, given that this recent buying has come in and, the conversion to equity, what should they now do with Vodafone Idea? Any different story that you're watching out for? Anything with it?
So I think it's better to stay invested because now, as we know, rupees 10 per share is the price at which the even government is setting it. So I think it has a potential to move till those levels. Now, talking about the other factors, we all know that our ARPUs have not increased that significantly despite the tariff hikes. And we are very much aware that even they have seen a drop in the subscriber base also as compared to other private players. But due to this new movement which has happened in the stock, I think the stock can move up till those levels. So it's better to stay invested and try to exit at the higher side of around 9.5 to 10 rupees.
9.5 to 10 rupees, you can exit at those levels. Somil, what's your view coming in for Vodafone Idea now, right? Do you think it can go above that 9.5, 10, 12 on the technicals, or, maybe those levels are still something that we're just watching out for?
I'm not very optimistic on this these charts because it's been in downtrend for a very long time. It's not been able to close about 20 weekly moving average, which is not good sign. Yes, I do agree that in the very short term, there is a small entangled pattern breakout on the upside. and it can go till the 200 daily exponential moving average, which is close to 9.80. So that will be my target, and you can definitely buy on declines for a target of 9.80, and the stop loss would be very strict. 7.30 would be a very strict stop loss.
Okay, strict stop loss, and 9.8 is what Somil has highlighted. 9.5 is what Astha has highlighted. So yes, despite those positives, but you can exit at those levels is what our experts are highlighting. Let's move on to the next query. We have this coming in from Shriram, who's writing to us from Chennai. He's holding 10 shares of Astra Microwave. This is at a price of 886 rupees, currently making a loss on this one. He's been holding this since the last 4 months. He wants to know the outlook on the stock, not mentioned long-term or short-term. So, Astha, the view that you have on Astra Microwave in terms of the fundamentals, both for the medium-term and long-term outlook.
So their domestic order execution is really going well for this company. They have a strong order pipeline also. So I think this counter has the potential to move upwards, and maybe this can go till the level of 670 to 680. So right now we are just restricting our price target to those levels. We really want to see the results after all. So right now stay invested in this counter with a price target of 670 to 680 at the initial junction.
Okay, 680 right now is what it's trading at. So just wait out, maybe result season, and then you could decide something on this as well. So hold on to it as Astha's view. Somil, on the charts and technicals, what's the story that's playing out from Astra Microwave?
This stock started rallying up from 2023, and it started from 200 levels to all the way up to 1000 levels, 1050 levels. And now it has already retraced 50% at the lows of around 600 lows. So I think from here on, it's a very good level to buy. In the very short term, there's a small inverted head and shoulder pattern formed. However, it is taking resistance at 200 daily moving average. Stop loss would be around 660, very strict stop loss in the very short term. And the targets would be around 790. These are short-term targets, but in the medium-term outlook, I think these are very good levels to invest. And the levels would be new highs for these stock, but you'll have to wait for the breakouts.
Okay, we'll have to wait for the breakouts. But Somil, does that mean that the viewer should average? And have we changed your stance this time and getting you to tell the viewer to average then?
No, I would not say. Because I don't believe in averaging, so I would not say it, but you can hold on to this stock for new highs, because I think these are very good levels to invest, entry new and invest for new highs actually.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on these levels over there with that strict stop loss also that Somil highlighted. Let's move on to the next query. We have Vinita Patil, who's writing to us from Kolkata. She's holding 2,300 shares of Shipping Corporation. This is at a price of 72 rupees per share. Wants to know if she can continue to hold this for the long term. Astha, your views for Shipping Corporation of India.
So first of all, I would like to apologize. My previous target for Astra Microwave was 780, and I think I said
no worries.
So apologies on that part. It was 780 for Astra Microwave.
Sure.
The targets were 780. For Shipping Corporation of India, first of all, would like to congratulate, because here the profit is huge. The cost price is at a lower level. So I really suggest to book partial profit at this current moment of a time, because the only problem which I'm finding about these companies, these defense companies or shipping companies, is their valuation. So valuations are really looking high at this point of a time also. And that is why my idea here is to book partial profit, not fully. Profit booking is recommended from my side, but partially one can definitely take out some profits and remain invested with a price target of somewhere at around 200 to 210 odd levels.
Okay, surely keep an eye out on those levels over there for Shipping Corporation and can book some profits is what Astha is suggesting. Somil, your view coming in for the charts and technicals for Shipping Corporation?
Definitely looks great. Small flag pattern has formed on the daily charts. I'm expecting the breakout on the upside. Momentum indicators on the positive side. Trading above the averages. My target should be the same 210, 200 levels. In fact, 200 daily exponential moving average is at around 202. That will be my short-term target. And I think in the medium-term outlook, I'll be looking out for at least 240 levels.
Okay, medium-term outlook, 240 levels for Shipping Corporation. So the viewer can continue to hold this one. But that was the last query for today. So thank you so much, Astha, as well as Somil, for joining with us on the show and helping our viewers solve all the stock-related queries. And viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for sending your queries as always. We'll wind down this edition of Your Stocks. Up next, you have Closing Bell.